Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razek at CMtrading. Today is July 17, 2019, and today is Wednesday morning. So looking at the major economic events of the day, starting out at 10:30 South African time, yearly core price index coming out of United Kingdom. That's a very important inflationary number that's coming out. So we're going to take a look at that in just a moment. And then later today, out of Canada, core price index also, but monthly. Okay, which is not as important. It is coming out at 2:30 South African time. We'll take a look at that as well. But looking at the Forex symbol, British pound and the Aussie dollar retrace versus the US dollar on their lows. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. Now looking at the indices, Dow Jones really unchanged on very light volume. Not a lot of participants in the markets. It is summertime in the northern hemisphere, and it's really the heart of summer. So a lot of light volume happening in the markets. Also in the commodities, they also retraced just a little bit on low volume. And lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin retraces below 10,000. A little bit of a news effect because the Senate is going out and they're kind of cracking down on Bitcoin. So not just Bitcoin, but the whole sector. So it got a little bit beaten up. But let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we knew that this was going to happen, and sure enough, it slowly but surely dies down, and then it just happens. Looking here at the GBP USD at a 4-hour chart, and you can see here pretty much it's nosediving, 123.84. We haven't been at these levels for quite some time. Let's take a look at a daily chart just to give us a perspective. This is really at all-time lows for the year, okay, as we broke this 124.30-ish level yesterday and then breaking it further today. So really a massive correction here. We did mention this, that it was going to get weaker, and it continuously got weaker. The next real support level is that we're sitting on right now, 123.84. If we continue to break this 123.50-ish level, we could get back to the 122.40 and maybe 120 even. Okay, so that's something to consider as this continues to trade throughout the day. Now, pulling it down is really what's happening in the GBP. And so it's really just isolated to the GBP. If we look at the Aussie dollar, it retraced just a little bit. Okay, nothing really big to write home about, but we kind of anticipated this. Double top on the Aussie dollar after a massive V formation. That was your V formation. This is your resistance. This is your second double top. And sure enough, we retrace here. So if this could actually hold its own right here, and it may be an upside down head and shoulders, okay, even though this would be the shoulder further down on this side, but if it can hold itself, this may be interesting to see if it does get stronger versus the USD. Perhaps, okay. The economy in Australia is struggling right now, and it's kind of being revived right now. Very soft real estate market right now in Australia. So this is something to consider if this does start perking up. Now, looking at the USD Cad with this potential core price index number that could shake the markets, we're trading a 130.71-ish level. Now, we've been struggling to break this 130-ish level. Okay. However, if we do break it, we could see it get stronger versus the dollar and then continuously get stronger. So that's something to consider as this makes a correction there. Now, looking at oil just briefly, we retraced back down to the $57 range. Now, if you look at a 1-hour chart, you can see that most of that happened just yesterday. Okay, with a massive nosedive from 59 down to 57. Now, we're at a point where we could potentially bounce, okay? However, we are on light volume, so the fact that this sold off doesn't say anything, okay? Because ultimately, when there's less participants in the markets, things can get whip shipped in either direction. Now, looking at the Dow Jones, this is what I'm talking about. This is almost nothing. A 15-minute chart, we're between 27,389 and 27,310-ish level, an 80-point move. It's really insignificant. Okay, after we had this colossal, breakout on the upside with all-time highs, we're kind of just flirting with this high areas and not retracing. Okay, perhaps maybe they're looking for something positive to say in the next 2 to 3 weeks, but if nothing does, and August is usually a sell-off month. So with that said, just keep your eyes perked up as this continues. Now, looking at Bitcoin because of this Libra issue. I don't want to get into the politics of it, but we saw that this, was trading, and this is the beauty of trading based on technical trading. Okay, when it works out beautifully, it works out beautifully. This was our resistance. That was our Fibonacci retracement resistance. Didn't break it on the high side. Used it before on the low side as a support, and sure enough, once we broke it at this 10.050-ish level, that was where the ground gave up, and we retraced down to 9,500-ish level. We're trading about that right now. Now, the next real support level is 90.50-ish level. Okay, if it does perk up here, there is resistance at 10,000. So with that said, let's take a look and see how this actually creates further today. But this adds fantastic volatility to the market. Great for day traders, great for intraday scalpers, and really give you tremendous opportunity. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish everybody a great trading day. Thank you.